As a young girl growing up in the football world, I was told I wouldn't play footy after the age of 14, and I believed it.
When I was 7 years old, I had the dream of playing AFL, and at 13 they said I couldn't because I'm a girl.
When I was in year 1, I used to tell my teacher that one day I would play AFL football.
I stopped playing footy when I was 11 because there was nowhere for me to go, but I always had a footy in my hand.
All I ever wanted to do was play football for Collingwood. When I turned 14, I was told I wasn't allowed because I was a girl.
Footy has been a part of my life since I was born, but I didn't realise there was a girls' competition until I was 17.
Growing up playing football with the boys, I was never treated any differently. We all had the same dream to one day play AFL.
Each of you, when you take that field, we look after each other. When you go up that race in a couple of minutes' time and walk onto that ground, I want you to really soak it up. Once you get through that banner, that's the fleet. This is our time, this is what we've been working for, and we show them what we're made of. First impressions, you get one chance. This is our chance, and let's make sure that we show everyone what we stand for as a football club.
So the moment that generations of women footballers have dreamt about finally arrived. And to all who have dreamt this dream, we salute you. It's a new era in our great game. Welcome to AFL Women's.
Playing Oz kick at the moment?
Next year.
Next year. How old are you? That's how old I was when I started playing footy. I first started playing football when I was about 9 years old. I went down to an Auskick clinic near my house in West Meadows. Then when I was in primary school, a few of the boys asked me to come and play at Pascoe. I played one season of under-10s and one season of under-12s there and loved every minute of it. There was like a 1 year overlap of when I was dancing and playing football at the same time, but eventually it got to a point where I was like, nah, let's ditch the tap shoes and the jazz shoes and just replace them for some footy boots, and never looked back from there.
Obviously, after under 14, you can't play with the boys anymore. And I didn't know anything about a youth girls competition at that time. So for me, I remember my last game, whole game, I was pretty much crying because I thought that was the last time I'd play footy.
Silver for the Australian in the women's javelin throw, Cecilia McIntosh.
I think from being an elite athlete from an early age with my track and field career and the bobsled and even my weightlifting, my coach Gus, he did a lot for me in those years that has prepared me for pretty much any sport. Being 37, I didn't think that I'd ever have this opportunity to get here at this level. Like I thought this was still, 5-10 years away that the women were going to get to have an AFL competition, and I thought I'd be retiring, but this has sort of given me a new lease of life and something else to work, a new challenge to work towards, and I'm going to see how long I can last.
3 teenage girls have sparked a footy war by challenging a ruling that says they can no longer play against the boys.
Football Victoria decided to enforce the female participation regulation rule, which meant that the girls can't play with the boys past the age of under 12. The ban meant that I missed my 150th game.
Couldn't watch them play because I wasn't out there. Like, it was heartbreaking knowing that I wasn't out there with them.
The teenagers came out of the courtroom and onto the field today after being cleared to play with the boys until the end of the season.
This is a landmark decision on changing the place of young girls in junior sport.
They came to what I would call a compromise. They could push the age band up to under 14s, and then once they hit under 14s they go into a youth girls competition, and then from there into the senior women's league.
The trailblazer, number 3, Penny Cooler-Reid.
Everything that I've been through and everything that I've dreamt of is
just came true. But to be presented your Collingwood football jumper by Eddie Maguire, the president of the club, is just amazing. I remember getting it and just kissing the jumper and saying, like, this is mine. This is something I've been dreaming of and working for my entire life, and now I've got it, and it's just putting it on the park now.
What does that say?
Self-raising flower.
Ooh, clever boy. When all the women's footy stuff was being talked about, I'd had a conversation, or numerous conversations with Dad, about how I really wanted to be involved in AFL. I actually went and had a meeting with Simon Lethlean from the AFL just about what I was up to, what I was doing, and about a week later, Gilla McLaughlin, who's the CEO, sent a message and it literally said, "Are you going to play in the new league?" No hi, no how you going, just that. So Bruce Reid, who's the Essendon doctor, I went and saw him and I said, "I've been asked to play women's footy." He just went, "What?" I said, "Yeah." I said, "And I really want to play." He said, "Look, you won't end up in a wheelchair, but I'm not recommending it." I said, "It's good enough for me, I'm playing."
In 2015, I sustained quite a few concussions, so things started to get pretty heavy from there, and got a few scans on the brain and things weren't quite right. So I got advised to not play football. It was a bit hard from there. I didn't really know what to do with myself, and then I got offered a position coaching at St Kilda Sharks. It was a hard year not playing football, but I think, if anything, it probably developed my football a little bit more, and it gave me a bit of leadership that maybe I lacked before. So there was a lot that came out of it. It was hard. I didn't know when I was going to be able to play footy again, or if I was going to play footy again, but I knew that, footy had given me a lot in my life, and I didn't want to let something like that slip.
Naturally, I fell in love with the Western Bulldogs and the club and the people there, and I really enjoyed my time there, and I felt a real sense of belonging. I knew that I wasn't going to be their marquee player, or one of two, which was understandable, and I fully understand why they went with the girls that they did. And I suppose the priority pick was put in place for people who have been at the club or working at the club, and I was overlooked for that position as well, and a lot of people were expecting that I would be their priority pick when I knew that I wasn't going to be. So that was a challenge in itself to sort of deal with that.
When I got taken by Collingwood, there was a fair bit of media around it, and it wasn't because Kate Sheen's the best female footballer out there, but the family link was, just a big factor for footy, I think. And maybe it was time, where Dad had been in a role for so long where he was making judgments and opinions on players, that was time for people to make that on me. I had made a pact with myself that I wasn't going to read comments online, and then one day it got the better of me, and I saw an article, and someone had made a comment saying that I shouldn't be playing, the opportunity should be given to a younger person, and that I was too old. I thought that a lot of people would think that I had this opportunity just because I was Mike's daughter. And I actually had an afternoon with Mo, and I just was really honest, and I said, I feel like everyone thinks I'm here, and it's only because of my dad, and I want this more, or as much as anybody else. She literally just put her arm around me and said, "Don't feel like that. You're really talented, you're really good. Everyone really likes you. Let's just go get it."
My dad and I have been pretty close. I think when I was younger, I was a little bit closer with my mum, just as she would take me to dancing, and we used to go shopping together and things like that. It's kind of like a mother-daughter thing to do. But then when I started playing football and Dad started taking me to my games, and our relationship sort of just developed over football. Mum was diagnosed with early onset dementia in late 2010, so it was during the time when I was in year 12. I was not spending much time at home because I didn't know what was going on, and I was realising that, Mum was doing things that were strange, and, she wouldn't go and buy the groceries and fill up the pantry or cook dinner for us because she just, forgotten how to. And football was always my way to just forget about everything else that was going on in my life. So after I was drafted, I went to see my mum the next day. She kind of looked at me and didn't really say anything or make an expression, but then I showed her a photo and I said, look, I'm going to be playing AFL just like the boys, and she kind of laughed at me, and and I said, I'm playing for Collingwood, but I've got all my teeth. And then I think she sort of laughed then, but I don't know if she was laughing at me because I was laughing too, but I think she could just tell in her face that, how happy I was, and if she was around in the right capacity, then 100% she'd be sitting there watching me looking for my white ribbon.
Ever since I got the job here as a head coach, it's all been about trying to promote the players. This is their time. This is women's time for football. So many women have been working so hard for this opportunity to have an AFL competition, to play in the AFL, and now it's here. It's only semi-professional, 9 hours a week. So one thing I want to make sure as a head coach is that every opportunity these players get to show their talents on the field in front of as many people as possible. I want that, because that will bring more sponsors, that will bring more media coverage, that will bring more money, and ultimately that will mean these players can be full-time quicker.
I'm just on my way to see my nephews and spend a bit of downtime with my family and try not to think about the game too much. It's pretty exciting to think that today's finally the day, and in just a few hours we're going to be making some history, and we're going to be the first ever girls to play in an AFLW match, and I'm just lucky that it's for Collingwood and lucky that I have the team that I do to surround me.
So we're here at the Penny Kenny show behind the scenes with Ruby. Ruby, where are we going right now?
We are on the way to Icon Park to verse the Blues in the first game of the AFLW season.
So team selection this week happened. We got told on Monday night that we're going to get a phone call from Wayne on Tuesday. Then when I got the phone call, I think my heart just sank in, knowing that I wasn't going to be playing in the first game, and something that I fought really hard for. And I didn't want to talk to anyone. I was devastated. But at the end of the day, I've waited so long to play this, so what's one more week?
Really special moment for these young athletes, making history tonight. The players have always received their jumper before they've played their first ever game for this club by obviously their mum, dad, brothers, sisters, partners, whoever it might be. So it was too good of an opportunity for us as a football club to make sure the tradition of this football club continues. So you'll remember your debut for the Collingwood Football Club going forward. So over to you guys.
We've been here since like 4:30.
This is too good. I was really happy for the girls, but sad that it wasn't me. And that's selfish, I know, but it's life.
Huge crowd in attendance, big numbers still trying to get in here at Princes Park for a truly historic evening of AFL women's football. AFL Women's will be its own unique brand and style of football, and that will evolve in the years to come.
Still, like, you think about it and, kind of tears kind of well up a little bit, and, that history-making night to be a part of that.
Long raking kick from Hutchins, inside 50, big contest, and a great opportunity now for Jasmine Garner for the opening goal. And there's a piece of history for Jazzy Garner.
Round one against Carlton was quite a physical match, and girls didn't take a backward step, and I was unfortunate enough to get hit in the face and fractured my right eye socket. But thankfully for me, it was only a minor fracture that was sort of deep within the eye socket, and I could continue playing.
24,500 fans as they locked the gates at Icon Park.
It's not what we wanted, but I hope you understand. So thank you.
It was very intense running out there. We soaked up all the atmosphere, and there was just so many people there. It was so overwhelming, and we couldn't even hear each other's names from 5 metres away, and it was just so much, background noise that we just had to adjust to pretty quickly.
It's the Blues at home with the opening set of 4 points.
I think we dropped our heads a bit too early. I think we sold ourselves out, if I'm completely honest. I mean, half-time we came in and everyone's head was down. A few people were up and about trying to get everyone's heads up, and people just didn't want a bar of it. If we're going to drop our heads halfway through a footy match, there's no point playing AFL.
There's no point trying to showcase that girls can play if we're going to drop our heads halfway through the game. And I think every single one of us is better than that.
I might like to say something. Can I tell you something, girls? You don't know me. I'm like just one person on the board. We have waited so long for you girls to go out there. You know, you didn't win today. I wish you did. But you didn't. But you know what? Now all you've done is like disarm them. Now they think they can win you next week and come back and fight and kill them. You are not just doing this for Collingwood and for yourselves. You're doing this for women. You know, so many women have spent all our lives waiting for equality. And here you are, you're changing it for us. You might just think you're a sport, but you're not, you're bigger than that. Don't go home feeling sore. Go home feeling like you want to get even. Yeah. And get even next weekend.
Go through our team after Saturday night. So the back six, so Penny comes in for her first game.
The first word she said was magpie, so this is her dream. She's got to show them why she's selected, why she's out there, and I think she will.
This is Garner, another one-on-one for Hope. Can she turn Clifford around? Left foot snap from Hope, bounces goalward, and bounces through. 30 metres out directly in front. And she puts it through. Well, here goes Cameron. 117 games of cricket for Australia. Now, chance to kick a goal for the black and whites.
I'm really happy with that. Attacking the ball, superb. Right, superb. Cause a contest. This is exactly what we spoke about. They want to sit in the hole, right? Good luck to them. You're going to get a boot in the back of the head. That's what we want. We're hitting up at the ball. Really good. Really happy with it.
Here's Lampard inside 50, tracking back, wide open forward line. Phillips runs to 20 and goals! Scores a level.
We're rushing it. That's where we had our fall down. We rushed the ball when we should have just been relaxing. We were up by 4 goals, 3 goals, and they had to be the ones rushing it. And we would just panic it all around. Go Mills! They're 2 goals up now, so now it's a matter of we have to kick our asses into gear.
Melbourne, a massive win for them. 19 points down at the half, and in the end, 19-point winners.
Set you up, gave you every bit of information we needed to get a result, a win for this football club. Played a first half that we've been waiting to see. And at half time we come in, get the message. The challenge was, who wanted for longer? Who could work harder for longer? We told you they were going to come. They had nothing to lose. Respect the opposition. Third quarter, we gave them absolutely no respect. And they said, stick it up your ass. And they hurt us. And they won that game in that third quarter. Because we gave them no respect. It's time to take this seriously.
Pretty deflated again. When you're up at half-time and you've played the whole team's played a really good brand of footy, and the footy that we've spoken about playing for weeks, to then go in the third quarter and almost throw that out the window and then lose the game, it is what it is, and it feels shit.
It's a tough day at the office today playing Melbourne. It's a bittersweet. Again, I've got another bittersweet moment in my life where, unfortunately, me and my partner play off against each other tonight, and it was whoever won, got the points. But I don't know. It's a heartbreaking feeling, but at the same time, a tiny little bit inside of me is proud of what she's done tonight.
Hello and welcome to the South Pine Sports Complex here in the north of Brisbane. As Collingwood take the field, they are in desperate need of a win to stay in contention this season.
King off a step into the middle. Oh, fantastic punches. What a mark, Sarah Darcy with the pace.
7 seconds. They've got to go. They've got to go.
Must move the ball now. The quick game. Mo Hope one-on-one. Castle there. It's a siren. What a finish. The Lions have won it.
It was heartbreaking. I know I screamed FUCK when that siren went because we'd worked so hard. We were so close, yet we still came away with a loss, which had us down the bottom of the ladder and sitting at 0-3, when we knew inside our four walls that we had so much potential and so much talent, but we just weren't getting the results.
You get this whole hype leading up to the game on the weekend and everyone's feeling really positive, and then by the time we get to a Monday, it's really, really sad when you wake up on Monday morning, and it's hard to find that balance between distracting yourself and getting on with normal life and then trying to reflect on the game that you've played on the weekend.
Even going back to Bendigo and going back to school and the kids say, Miss Grant, you lost again, and you're like, I know, that's right, buddy, that's right, I know, like it was tough. There was definitely some moments where you're thinking, what else can we be doing? How can we, when will this win come? So on the Tuesday after the Brisbane loss, we came together as just a playing group with our player welfare pool, and we sat in a circle and we had some pretty honest conversations, and we just spoke about how we wanted to play for us as a team, no one else, not our family, friends, supporters, but just for us, because looking around and we eyeballed each other and had some really good conversations, because on the Monday night it was just so flat. It was horrible. Like it was one of the nights where I thought, what's going on? Like this isn't the football club, this isn't why I'm playing, because it was really flat and really quite sad. Because everyone was getting worked up and not happy with themselves, and we need to look at each other and say, you're doing a good job, we just need you to do a little bit more.
So Auntie, say go Pies? Go Pies?
This is my niece Riley. She's just turned 1, she turned 1 in January, so she's obviously very new to our family, but something very special. She's been really good. She sort of just takes my mind off everything, really. The pressures of playing cricket and footy can be really quite high sometimes, so coming home to this or, spending a whole day with her sort of takes your focus off, what's going wrong in the world, I suppose.
Hello, Wayne. I'm good. I just want to know. Well, you're not calling me for a chat. Emergency. It's like a nothing feeling. It's like a draw. You just want an opportunity. You just want someone to believe that you can do it and give you a chance. Each day you have to go to training, the motivation is harder to find. There's no doubt about that. I'd be lying if I said it was otherwise. It's round 4 and the goal of playing seems further away than it did before round 1.
Kate representing the club for the first time to make an AFL debut.
I felt instant relief when I was told I was playing. I was starting to get really nervous at training that I had to perform. I couldn't make a mistake because otherwise I wouldn't be selected. And I don't play my best sport like that. So when I got picked, this relief just came off my shoulders, and it didn't become about now I have to perform. It became about now I get to perform.
Add a bit more. All we need to do is add a fraction more. Play for each other, okay? You guys had a great session Thursday night. I want you to use that yourself. Use that between yous, and let's go out there tonight and show everyone what this football club's all about.
Because we're yet to pull the trigger and say, you know what? This is why I'm here. So know what you're good at. When you get out there, you display it, and we keep our heads up and we put our foot on the pedal for the whole game. We got it now?
And as legendary American football coach Vince Lombardi once famously said, winning isn't everything, it's the only thing. And it's got to be the only thing that's on Collingwood's mind tonight, and their skipper Steph Chiocci as they run out to face the Western Bulldogs. Goal kicking, it's going to be tricky. And she's measured that beautifully.
I spent the first half of the first quarter on the bench, and so we kept getting told, you know, get up, get moving. And every time I did it, I was just obsessed by watching the play because I wanted to see what was happening so that when my opportunity came, I knew where I needed to be and where I needed to go. I just wanted the coach to say, Kate, it's your time, get out there.
We see Kate Sheehan entering the fray for the first time.
She took the hand pass and she looked like she belonged there.
There's a Rero through traffic. Here is Kate Sheehan with her first touch. And she goes down with what appears to be a knee injury. Just saw the look on her face as she looked to change direction, immediately goes to ground.
She took it cleanly, moved like she belonged on the football field, then just went sideways and crumpled in a heap. And the guy in front of me knew who I was, and he turned around and he said, she's done her knee. And I said, you know, I winced and sort of thought, it doesn't look good. And I'm just glad I wasn't watching it on telly because I was too far away to actually see that look of agony. But when she was carried off, it just had all the signs. I mean, I've seen that happen 100 times in my career, but it's always been someone else's child, not mine.
Part of my brain was thinking, you can get up from this, you can get up from this, but I couldn't. The doc ran out. I remember him saying, we need to get you off the ground, and I was screaming at him, I can't walk, I can't walk. And I don't remember how I got up, but I obviously have seen the vision now of Andrew, the doctor, and Matt, the physio, carrying me off. And we're in the rooms, and Granny came up to me, and she just had tears streaming down her face, and it was this real sombre, it felt like a funeral. It felt like everyone around me was looking at someone that had died. And that was quite a bizarre feeling because I was alive, but the moment had died.
Arrived in the rooms, was morgue-like. Eddie was there, Gary Pert was there, the doctor. And the doctor said to me at one point, I can't actually remember the chronology, but he said, we think it's as bad as it looked. And this is making me emotional now. I'll never forget also Eddie Maguire coming to me, taking me by the arm, said, she's a Collingwood player now, we'll look after her. And I thought, I really like that. Because Eddie and I have had our blues over the journey, but I know what he is. I know the passion he's got for his footy club, and he and Gary Pert and the whole, the support staff, they were brilliant that night. I thought if she's going to have got a serious injury and fall over anywhere, she couldn't have done it in a better place.
This is your chance to stand up and really, really assert ourselves on this football game.
Find that next level for Kate. Let's get that win for her. Everybody lift and get around each other because we want to do this for her.
And I thought the girls had gone back out on the ground for the third quarter. And all of a sudden I hear this stampede of girls and I was like, they're still here. And I remember thinking to myself, I'm not going to be the reason why we lose this game. I'm not. I want to be the reason why we win this game. So I remember just getting up off the bed and saying, I've got to get out there. I've got to be out there for the girls. I want to see us win. We're going to win this game. I'm not going to have another week where we're feeling like shit. I won't have it. So I got out, I got on my crutches, and I think people were like, really, what are you doing? And like I'd been given some pain medication, and so I got out on the bench and I just started cheering, and that was the best thing I did, and the best feeling I had, being able to be with the girls.
Front, slaps to a dangerous position. Darcy gets boot to ball and kicks the goal. Fist from Scott, ball to the back. How will it bounce? Garner, can she get a toe? She can!
Go, push up, go behind the ball.
And there it is, an historic night for Collingwood as the Magpie Army finally savours an AFLW victory. It's been a tough month.
A lot of relief, a lot of pressure finally off. And I think that was the whole emotion from the coaching group, the vision that I saw of some recordings of our coaches box when the siren went and the emotion they had. And it was like winning the grand final, and the pressure was off us as a coaching group. But the players, the reaction they had was incredible. And I'm just so grateful and happy that they got to experience that, get that final first win off their back, and it set us up from after that.
We just had a real sort of hard talk about why we're here and why we're playing footy, and it just came back down to the fact that we love footy and we love playing with people, our teammates, and love playing with people in our community, and that's all it comes down to. Once you start playing for each other, the rest takes care of itself.
I think it was more just relief that we knew that we could do it, that we could win, that we could play as a team. And yeah, I guess that's why we were sort of all jumping up and down, giving each other cuddles. So yeah, and I think it was probably more emotional for me at the time just purely because I lost my auntie that week. It was such a shame that she didn't get to see us win a game of football, but knowing that she was there on that Saturday night with us, made it that little bit more special for me.
Yes, it's our first win of the season, but we enjoyed tonight. We wake up tomorrow and we start focusing for Freo next week.
My dream came true. I didn't get through, but I got to play AFL football. So many other people that have never been able to pull on an AFL jumper, and I have. And I'm so thankful for that.
The Mercury's certainly rising. Already a home team, the Dockers, the only team yet to taste victory in the inaugural AFLW competition. There's their opponent today, Collingwood, on a beautiful day here in Mandurah. Back to Jess Cameron, looking, she creates something here. Beautiful pass, McIntosh, she's got a goal in front of her. She can steady 20 metres out, and Collingwood have kicked three.
I sort of don't mind the heat in terms of, I've obviously played with it for cricket, so yeah, I think a few of the girls sort of felt it a little bit, but I think we did really well to sort of push that aside. Too hot to stay in the sun.
Bernardi will go deep, long towards full forward, Jess Cameron out the back. So this to put the fourth on the ball for Collingwood, directly in front. No problems at all, and Collingwood led it by 12 points here at Rushton Park. So kick towards centre half forward. Need to pluck a mark here, the Dockers, but it's all Collingwood.
Kenny, stay here! Kenny, stay here!
And Collingwood win it by a point.
Hunt them. Hunt them from the start. Hunt them at the 15-minute mark. Hunt them at the half-time. Hunt them all day. And we stay accountable, we'll win the game. But you've got to do it. If we hunt them, I know we can get the result. So it's over to you. Let's show them what we got.
They've dropped their first three, this team. They've won their last two. It's been quite a turnaround.
Know that this means something to every single one of us. Okay? That's it. And it's so free.
Quick out the blocks here, the Pies. Hope does well. Lawton napping, has a bounce, has two bounces. He's just going to put it to the hot spot here and ask Garner to take the mark. She drops it, she's going to play on, she'll run into an open goal. The black and white army enjoying every moment of that build-up, all thanks to the superstar in Mo Hope.
Do not give him a chance. Do not give him a sniff. Okay, you've done so well for 3 quarters, and let's now just focus 17 minutes, right? Effort, hunt, accountability, and we'll get the result.
Come on, she's a quiet achiever, but she'd dearly love to add the exclamation mark in the final seconds at Olympic Park, and she does. They've got the highest score for the season, the Pies, and the black and white army is in full voice.
So I got my whole family here with us today. We lost our brother, so I honoured him today in the game, and they all came to support, and it was amazing. I spoke to my mum before the game and she told me if I needed any support to look up to the sky and I'd find him there, and I definitely did today.
Today, the Pies season comes to a close and one more win will be their hope.
It's really easy when there's no next week to start thinking about me. But we're not about that. I have every confidence in each and every one of you that we're going to be us until the end. It's all we need to do. Nothing changes. We go out there, we play for each other, and that's all we can ask.
So Alicia Eva, the vice-captain for the Pies. On a long approach, she pokes at that and it sails over the goal umpire's head. And there's a bit on afterwards as well. A couple of players have gone down here, including Eva.
Last 17 minutes of our season, okay? We've worked so hard the last 17 minutes to get ourselves from a very difficult situation into a very good situation. So now it's up to you guys as 22 players to work out how hard you want to work as 17 more minutes together as a football club, okay? Because you've sent a very good message, but that message might mean nothing if we don't finish the game off. So I'll leave it to the skip, but it comes down to effort, and we have to raise it again because they're going to come harder than they've ever come before. Okay?
And she's given it off here to Phillips, who doesn't mind bombing them from 50. It's an opening goal square. Oh, Erin Phillips has done it again. There it is. The Adelaide Crows premiership dream is still alive.
Yeah, not good enough, and I know we're hungry for more, but you can walk off this field with your head held high. Right, we get around each other now, we celebrate the season it was. Right, we look forward to next year. Heads up, get around our fans, we thank everybody, and we look forward. All right, let's go for it.
Okay, guys, can we get everybody in nice and close? Supporters, come in. I just want to say to all you people here today and to all our supporters here that I'm so proud of the way that you girls have carried the black and white stripes of the Collingwood Football Club. We didn't get to where we wanted to get to as far as winning a premiership, but we've gone so much further than we could have hoped for because of the dedication, the commitment to the club and everything you've brought to it. I sincerely say to all of you, you've been nothing short of sensational. We love what you've brought to our club. We love what our supporters see in you every time you go out to play. So don't go home tonight and say we were beaten in our last game. Go home and say that the two grand finalists had to pull everything out to get over the top of us. It means that next year we stand here, we go, we set ourselves up and we go hard. We come back bigger and stronger. Side by side, we stick together at Collingwood. It means something at this club and we'll all stick with you, but you've been fantastic. I'd like to give 3 cheers for our women's football team.
Collingwood forever. They know how to play the game. Side by side they stick together to uphold the Magpies' name. See the barricades are shouting as all barricades shine. Oh, the premiership's a cakewalk for the good old Collingwood. Oh, the premiership's a cakewalk for the good old Collingwood.